a dangerous amount of knee flexion.
I think we might be live. Hold on.
Especially if he blows out his knee now, it's like game over. Like he can't have a knee drama.
Can you guys hear that coming through your headphones?
Not really.
Try turning.
Oh, yeah, you've got a little spinny thing here. Turn it both ways. Let's have a yak in there.
Hello.
Yo. You got anything?
Got nothing? Oh, Angus, it's because the splitter's on. Hold on.
I've got a bit now, I think.
Hello.
I've got me. I don't know why I keep testing for myself.
I don't have me.
It's not super loud though.
Hello. Hold on.
Yo. Hello. Yeah, mine's good now.
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, but it's blurry, like muffled.
Yeah, because his was peaking a bit.
I'm coming down.
Technical.
What about
language. Now? Hello. Yell again.
Hello.
That's better. Powerful diaphragm.
We're on. Yeah, it's on there. Just we don't have to go too crazy.
You come in a bit.
Just
I can't hear you too well.
Hold on. What about now?
Yeah.
Sick.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Nothing worse. It's so disorienting when you're like, huh?
Yeah, mine's not great, but it'll pass. All right, here we are, episode 1.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Ah,
139. We just got to watch that battery because I'm.
When did you go live?
Oh fuck. Just when we started, because I just want to get started because the
He
battery.
got all your gossip, mate.
He got all the gossip.
Did it
No,
legitimately?
didn't get any names.
Okay. Cool.
So,
I almost had a panic attack.
So we got Matt Healey back on the show. Matt, welcome back. Is this your third appearance?
It's my third appearance.
And tell me the truth. Is this the first time you've come back north of the airport and left the Shire since you
Over the
came to
Carrying
my
Bar
house?
Bridge or whatever?
No, reluctantly, I've had to leave a couple of times since, but
Oh.
I don't venture out of there too often. Why
Well,
would you though?
How did the Shire edition we had last year? We had you, Carney, Todd Carney, and Ferocious
That was
Cambosis.
such a ridiculous Shire special. I can't believe we put that together.
You're the
Well-
only one that's come back.
Yeah, I remember I called out Ferocious.
And no response.
He blocked me. He's intimidated, I think.
He hasn't lost. He's on fire,
Nah,
Ferocious.
mate, I watch his videos, and I'm like, okay, this guy can actually box. You know, there's a lot of people out there, that
Especially in
post
the
things.
Shire.
Yeah.
Mate, there's a lot of 145-pound guys in the Shire that are looking for a fight, so I'm sure you'll be able to find one.
Why are you looking at me? I'm more than 65 kilos.
No, but
bro.
what's
Come on.
George? You got to make his weight.
Actually, I could probably cut to
You got to get on the
145.
EPO TJ Dillashaw style. You got to get rid of that muscle mass. You know what I mean?
I would be skin and bones at that weight.
I think I would too. I've got a mate who fights. He's my height. So like our build roughly, and he cuts to 65. No worries. So
I think once you
get
know
it
you're
done.
fighting someone, you're like the motivation to get smaller increases, like goes through the roof. I know for me, like I've said this numerous times, if I was going to fight, I'd fight at 55 kilos. I could get there. Like you want to have a reach advantage. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't want to be one of those. There are a couple of nuggety guys doing okay in the UFC, but it's really a tall man's sport.
Yeah.
Unless you're like DC or fucking Ilya Latifi.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
Oh, my
Latifi's
headphones
getting
just came in.
smoked.
He's getting towed up a couple of times. Like sometimes you're such a nugget that it becomes a bit awkward for people. Because did you see the recent nugget they had debut? It's like DC's protege.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like a Mexican.
Trains at AKA.
Yeah, exactly. He's the exact same build as DC. He's fighting at light heavyweight and he's 5'6". And he did well.
5'6".
Yeah. Because he's so inside all the time. Like he'll be at kicking range, but the other guy can still hug him.
Yeah, but against higher end competitors, like say Fort Jones, who fights on the outside.
Or does he just cut him in half?
No.
Is that the Achilles heel that we need to see from Jones?
I don't think so, but maybe.
I'm just double checking that everything's all running.
It's all
up and running at
cranking?
twos. So Matt, you got married this year, right?
I did.
And I seem to follow suit with you, so I'm getting married early next year. And you also got married in the Shire. You didn't leave. I'm getting out of Sydney to keep numbers down. I've never been to a wedding, so the first
What do you
wedding
mean
I've
you've
ever
never been to
the
a
first
wedding?
wedding I've ever been to will be my own.
No, when I DJ'd Jess Satton's wedding.
We DJ'd a wedding, but let's not count that. What tips have you got for me?
Don't drink too much, man. Oh, fuck, I was hungover, eh?
Were you lit at the ceremony?
Nah, but I'd had maybe four or five beers, I think.
Yeah,
Me and some mates. We actually, I live in Cronulla about 5-minute walk away from where we got married, but I actually rented an apartment directly up the stairs, so I could just look off the balcony when people arrived, and then I walked down.
So it was very convenient.
Everything was convenient. The reception was right next to where the ceremony was. And then at the end of the night, we actually went up to 2230 after
I've
the
been
wedding.
there.
Yeah, it's no good.
I'm
And then,
disappointed that you didn't hire out Carmen's.
Too far.
I haven't
That's
been
all
there
true.
for years.
That's
actually.
almost not the show. Well, the thing about Karmas is if you're over 18 years of old, if you're over 18
Jesus.
years, you're too old.
Yeah, okay.
I got a story about
Well, what's
that,
the
but
premier nightclub in the Shire? Where are you carving up
2230,
these days?
2230.
Or just CrossFit
Hey,
DDW?
mate, I walk in and everyone gives me funny looks now because I'm old. I
That's
can't
right,
believe
man.
it.
You can't go out. How old are you? 28?
28. But
Yeah.
honestly, I could show those youngsters a thing or two on the dance floor.
Matt Healey reminds me of the Shire's equivalent of Bodge, but with his shit together.
Yeah, so our dad's got this mate who'll get thrown out of a pub and he'll walk in backwards because he thinks the bouncers can't see him.
He looks like a sunburnt turtle. He's an absolute legend.
What are you saying? Matt looks like a sunburnt turtle.
No, I'm just saying, like, the moves, it's like heading in that direction.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah,
that he's,
true.
like, left his sporting career, would you
Mate.
still identify as an athlete, or what are you?
I dabble in a lot of
We have to
activity.
title people when they come on our show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I just wrote fitness professional.
Thanks for the kind words. I'd say I dabble in a lot of activity. I'm
Gym
okay,
owner, entrepreneur.
okay at a lot, great at nothing.
You're pretty fucking good, man. What did you, 80 kilo box dips?
Oh, yeah, but I guess it depends who you compare yourself to.
What, Lu Jiajun? Because even then, you still have his number.
Yeah, I like how he lifts, man, but I'm not Chinese and I'm not on the gear sign.
Dude, lucky not, because you wouldn't be living in the Shire if you were.
No, I'd be chained up somewhere doing snatches.
When's
all
your
fucking
chance
day.
to get on some bloody Enduro get some results?
What do you mean? When I get on it?
True, you've been an OG CrossFitter, I guess, since the Wild West days.
But even back then, like, it's funny. Like, people do anything remotely impressive.
Mm.
Oh, he's on something. I'm like, mate,
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot tall and 75 kilos.
Fuck, man.
Well, because that's the thing. Steroids, like we've had a couple of gear experts on the show before we got yourself on. And what the point that they've made over and over again is that steroids are really, really good for building muscle, but they're not as good for getting strong and things like that. Like a lot of the means through which they help you is just
Yeah.
if you can get big for your sport, then they're super useful.
Yeah, and
if you have to stay
recovery.
a certain size, a bit of recovery, help you get in a few more miles. But
Well, that's what gets me about, like, I've dove deep into the Reddit sprinting, subreddit for sprinting, and someone brought it up. They're like, what
if
do the
anyone's
top
wondering,
level
Oscar's
sprinters
the guy
take?
on there always asking what cycle to run.
Yeah, 100%.
Despite
So
he'll
I was-
never have the balls to
He'd never
actually
have
run
the
it,
balls
but he
to
wants
take
to know.
But I was like, what? I was like, what can these guys say? Because you don't want your muscles to get too big because you'll fucking blow out your tendons.
Yeah.
Like, of course, if you're a
Have
bigger
you
sort
seen
of boy.
Have you seen that? What's his name? Harry.
Harry Akonzaridi, we saw him at the games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
'cause-
is he as big in person? I don't.
yes, he's
he is?
bigger. He's
Okay.
huge, man.
But the lower body is quite.
his lower
svelte.
body's pretty slim
So
compared to his upper
he's-
body.
He's like me.
But then, except
A
20
Dorito.
kilos heavier.
the most
And
powerful arm
talented.
swing.
Yeah. Well, he's never run sub 10 though, so
Nah,
I'm sure he'd
10,
give
11?
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think he's run like 10:01. He's one of those
Oh,
guys,
okay.
but like with a
I'll
just
give up,
legal
man.
win. But I've had but so the general consensus on the subreddit was, and a guy blew out his, I forget what he blew out. I think it was his Achilles when he was running test, and he's like, I just got too big too quick, and he's like, I only put on like 5
That's
kilos.
what he wants everyone to think.
Yeah, but
I'm
he
gonna
was
say
probably-
that next
he was-
time I get
he
into
was
like,
probably
sorry,
a twig like
cultivated
me.
a bit too much mass.
And yeah, he's like, so I think these guys are running real low level tests just to help with recovery so they can sort of work hard day in, day out.
But don't they all piss off for I always say stanozol. I think it's stanozol.
That's what Ben Johnson pissed off.
Well, that's what all the weightlifters are doing. Their tendons seem pretty schmick.
Are we sold on?
I think
Is
that's
that
the
what
way
we're
to
taking?
go. But it's always so confusing because I remember talking to a guy who used to do heaps of gear at a gym I used to work at, and I was like, "What's
Angus,
stanozol?"
you're really narrowing down gyms. You've worked at like 3 gyms.
Doesn't matter.
Do
still,
I know who
Still
it
keeping
is?
it a bit vague. No, you don't know him. He's actually like responsible for probably like the biggest online training system going right
I
now
know
for the
who it
Gen
is.
Pop.
Angus, I
Um,
grew up racing him.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. He wasn't born in this country. Shut up.
Okay, well, I'll
but
take that
anyway,
back.
but I was
Someone
like, so stanozol, what's that? He goes, oh, that's Winstrol. But I'm like, isn't Winnie? So
Oh,
yeah, I
everyone
think
knows who this guy is.
you don't.
Is
It's
he,
his
is he big
partner.
online?
I don't know who
Anyway,
it is.
let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Get
Look,
red
sorry,
hot.
everyone. No, talk about it though.
Well, yeah, it's just like no one seems to know what it is.
Stenazole.
But then it's Winstrol. But
Everyone just knows it's
I think
good.
they're also all testosterone derivatives or something like that.
See, I'd just be way too scared of like the whole ball shrinking.
Are
not
you
having
afraid of
kids.
needles as well? Because I think that's
No,
what
I
holds a
love
lot
needles.
of guys back. You love them.
I love them.
Stick
Nah,
me.
look, I don't love them, but the tattooing and stuff like that. No, I used to get those jabs every month, remember, for my allergies.
Allergies.
So I'm fucking ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for gear, but mentally not ready. What about you, man?
I'm just still waiting for puberty.
Yeah.
Stenazole, all that stuff. It's
It'll-
going over my head. I'm just waiting for some real hormones.
That's the classic CrossFitter narrative when they're just running a whole bunch of gear. Who was that Brooke Wells chick that she failed for clenbuterol this year? And I think she tried to
That's why I got blocked off everything. No, do you ever hear about that?
Oh, the cross. Tell it again for our new listeners.
Yeah, okay.
So
So,
let's have a bit of a backstory. Like, you've qualified for the CrossFit
a
Games.
regionals athlete.
Regionals athlete. Didn't you qualify but got injured? This is a big story.
not to the games, no.
But you would have made it that year, you reckon? I reckon.
No,
I'm saying you
maybe.
would have for you.
Yeah, okay.
Politics
Now
kept
go
him
on.
out.
Yeah. Give me a title so I can be on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I came
and then,
fourth, missed out by one spot, but then a year or so later it changed to 5 spots.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't make it because they made him road 21Ks and I would have quit anyway.
You would have got Rabdo.
I haven't got the heart, mate. I've got athleticism and then they're like, you've got to do this many reps. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Too many reps.
Yeah.
So it's just anyway. So you called out CrossFit, or
Oh,
something
yeah,
happened
yeah.
with CrossFit.
She put in a video to qualify. I didn't even care. I just like stirring people up, to be honest. And she put in a video and it was all blurry. And in a handstand push-up, you had to make a target. Your feet had to go over a target or something like that to do with your height. And her video was clearly visible. She'd never made it, but they just let her through and they said it's because she's got enough work capacity being a previous games athlete. We'll let her through. And I commented when they were like, she was getting ready for regionals and they put up a photo of her, you know, looking like nice and whatnot.
Yeah,
She-
looking
as
nice.
an advertising tool, touching her toes. And I said,
Which athlete was this?
Brooke Wells, that's why.
The one that got done for gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, there's probably a few of them, but
Yeah.
I said, hey, CrossFit, is that the chick that you like to post photos of her ass to, or something like this to make yourselves look good, blah, blah, blah. And everyone started commenting on it. Next second, blocked off everything.
Oh, heavy. Is she an Australian athlete?
No, American.
Okay, good. And then she got done for gear, so she was a real.
Well, she's disputing it. So what they did is
it her?
she trains out of Rich Frontings
No,
gym.
no, that's
What's that one?
that's
Brooke
it.
Entz?
No. There's
Brooke something.
it's
They're all
some-
called Brooke,
Brooke
aren't
Ent's a
they?
porn
No,
star.
it's not
Dude,
even.
I
Her
couldn't
name's
tell
not
you. I
even
don't
Brooke, because a guy was talking to me about it in my gym the other day, and yeah, I don't know who she is, but she was just in the team, and what did she say?
So they all hopped on Rich Frontings' podcast before it got released to the public. They're like, look, we want to be respectful about this to all the other athletes. We're going to get on the front foot, hit this head on. And then they're like, first of all, what even is clenbuterol? And they're all sort of looking at each other and be like, what does that do? Would it be good for sport? Who knows? And she's already failed for this. Like the most amount they've ever found in any CrossFit
Meanwhile,
athlete.
the
I'll
vet
tell you
in
what.
the background's
I'll
like,
tell you
"Ooh."
what the worst thing is, apart from someone cheating in sport, is a religious cheat.
Oh, mate, and there's plenty of
Hypocrite.
them. There's plenty of them.
Oh no, it's
You gotta
God's
have
plan.
somewhere
God's
to-
plan
God's
wanted
plan.
me to inject
Well,
into my ass.
Angus has a good theory on like athletes throwing it up to the Lord.
Yeah, it just takes the pressure off. Because like, if
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
J-Star's in charge of whether you win or not, you know what I mean? You just go out there, you have a red hot go, say a couple of prayers beforehand so you're in the good books. And then if he doesn't look after you, like, it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
same's like gives you somewhere to go say sorry for taking all the gear. Like, so you don't have to say sorry to your fans. Just get the direct link to
I
God. Be
don't
like,
care
look,
what you
mate.
say. I only care about what God thinks of
Yeah,
me.
just trying
Yeah,
to create
exactly.
my body in your jacked image.
It's
you
like
know?
John Jones.
Yeah.
He throws it all up to the Lord. The
Yeah.
hit and
Philippians
runs, the
4:13, is
Yeah.
that the one? Through him I have the strength.
to do hit and runs and
drugs, heaps of rack. Now there's a guy who should have been brought up in the Shire. John Jones.
Loves to
What are you
party.
trying to say, mate?
Loves
What are you trying to
athleticism.
say?
Dude, as if you couldn't see him at Northies on a Sunday afternoon, just like
hitting
in the
everyone.
toilet for at least half the time.
Just
he's there.
throwing elbows,
Have you
eye
ever-
gouging.
I start to like analyze everything. And have you ever noticed when he's talking and he's confident that he's like in his interviews and he's looking at them like eye contact and
Yeah.
whatnot, and then they say something and he's like, I'd just like to thank Jesus, my Lord and Savior, because he's uncomfortable talking about it. Because he's like,
He doesn't believe.
fuck,
No.
I'm going to sizzle when I walk into church next. Like, he goes, I'm a bad man. I don't understand it. That's another thing. You're hurting people in a cage. God gave me this talent. I don't think God wants you to knee that guy in the head. Like,
That's his greatest challenge.
Like when they fight the Brazilians, it's a full circle.
no, John Jones gets on there and says, "What do you mean he doesn't want me to hurt him? Have you read the Old Testament, bro? Come on."
Maybe if you mic him up when he's in the cage, as he's throwing the knees, like, sorry. And he's like, sorry. Sorry.
Angus, what's the movie series with Tom Hanks based around Illuminati? And there's that guy that has to harm people from the Lord. He's the albino.
Oh, the albino.
albino.
Fuck, a bit of Spanish there. Albino.
That's
And
what I said.
You
can
said
go back and
albino.
Alright, I'm marking
We'll
when
go
this
back
is.
to
We're
it.
going back to this.
Silas or something?
Yeah, that's
what's
John
it called?
Jones.
Angels and Demons. The
Yeah,
Da
that's
Vinci
the third
Code.
one. The Da Vinci Code, yeah. So
I
maybe
think he doesn't start whipping and torturing people until Angels and Demons or something.
Maybe we're in some sort of the UFC, some sort of Illuminati Da Vinci Code sort of setup, and John Jones is that guy.
Could be.
Ironically, but he's
I
black.
haven't seen it.
It's actually not bad. I'll tell you what I'm going to watch tonight because I got told it was a real cult following. Is the John Wick series?
I started
Have you guys
watching
seen it?
I watched a little bit the other day, John Wick 2.
Okay, have you seen
Wait,
the
did
first
you
one?
start with John Wick 2?
Yeah, because I was at my missus' parents' house and it was on TV, so I just sat down because the girls were all talking about something. And, you know, you lose interest pretty
Yeah,
quick
real
in their
quick, yeah.
conversations. Oh, look at my fiddle leaf plant. It's
Dude,
re-sprouting. I don't give a shit
get
about
me
your plant.
started about fucking
don't-
fiddle leaves.
It's the
how big
flavour
is
of
the
the
one
month
at your
at the
house?
moment. Oh, apparently it's a big competition.
A huge competition. So Beck's, like our house, you've been to our place,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
get a heap of sun.
Yeah.
So I was in charge of this thing last year and Beck went away and it had to get exactly 5 minutes 35 of sun every 3 days or something super scientific. Then you have to wipe the leaves. So in our fiddle, I'm like, how much is it worth now? I think they cost like $50 saying
Yeah,
to
but
get
I
them
think
small.
if you get big
So
ones,
it's
they
this is
get
the
there.
first plant that's an
thing is,
investment.
Angus, right? Yes. So you buy a big one like this big. And
So
it might
do
be
you
like
buy with the
$500.
intent to sell?
No, though. That's the thing, right? So you've got these stupid plants.
They're
and
expensive on the black
They're
market. man.
expensive. Yeah, true. But I'm like, let's just buy a $500 one. We've spent $500 on fucking poisons and shit for this thing to grow.
Think about the life lessons you learnt from that, you know?
Nothing.
Okay, fair
How
enough.
fucking annoying a fiddle. Like,
Put
anyway,
it up
how
on
big is your
Facebook
fiddle leaf?
Marketplace.
Oh, I don't know which one's which, to be honest. So
Dude, I know a
I
fiddle
just
leaf
know.
when I see it.
Yeah, I just know that there is a fiddle leaf in there somewhere.
You must have a lot of plants.
It's, hey Matt, come check out my plants. So I follow Jess out on the balcony. Look at this. This started off this small, and it's grown to this. I'm like, so did I.
You don't give me this much praise.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, that's the worst plant ever. I'd rather a Venus flytrap. Remember we had Venus flytraps
I love
as
carnivorous
kids?
plants.
No,
They're so legit.
That's something I could
So I have
cultivate.
this weird thing. I don't care too much about the environment or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I don't walk around throwing my rubbish on the ground. But
Littering
palm
in the
trees,
beautiful
I
Shire.
don't know why. I like palm trees.
Have you got a sweet palm tree tat?
No,
with
but
like a
I
bit of
should
sun
get-
in the background?
I should get one. But yeah, I just like palm trees.
You-
I don't know why. I sort of tried to think about the other month actually, why I liked them. Maybe because it's like a tropical thing.
Could be.
You know, full of energy, life. And then I was just like, oh, you're just a fucking weird guy that likes palm trees and tigers. Don't know
the
why.
two most common tattoos in the world.
Yeah,
you get a
probably.
nice palm tree, you get a nice tiger. How
Stick
did
a
you-
tiger in there.
One each peck. And Philippians 4:13.
Oh, 100%. Through God I get
Can you
strength.
please get a religious tattoo?
All right, if you had to get a religious tattoo, what would you
Good
get?
for sport. Well, I would get it. So I've just already thought this out. I've been into the idea. Again, it might be seen as a little bit cruel to animals, but I think you could just knock it out while it happens, like with drugs. Have you seen those tattooed pigs on Instagram?
Yes,
I've seen
yes.
this.
I've
Someone
seen
has like a full-size pig with a big Jesus back piece. And it's like the sickest thing I've ever seen. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need that. There's also one walking around with that Louis Vuitton Supreme collab
I've
print.
seen
I don't know if this is authorized
Hold
or
on,
if they
hold
actually
on,
got
hold on.
permission from Supreme to do it. And I don't know if it's considered official merchandise. But yeah. So you just get a pig and then just use that as your canvas.
No,
Like
so-
I said, you want to
so
take care of your pig
Would
because
you
they
get
are
a tattoo
smart.
of the pig with the tattoo of Jesus, or would you just get the pig's tattoo of Jesus?
I would buy the pig and just
Now it's
use
getting
that as my
complicated.
canvas. Yeah.
Oh, this pig with
There
the
it is.
koi fish would fit in down at Northies.
Oh, you actually meant tattoo the
Yeah, yeah,
pig.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying get a tattoo of a pig and
With
then
Jesus.
No.
inside it,
You tattoo your pig now. That's a thing.
poor thing.
Fuck, we really need to be able to link the Google into this stream. That's what I'm going to work on
More
next.
technology,
Yeah,
multiple
I don't know.
laptops.
What tattoo would you
Like-
get?
I don't know.
Religious? You get his probably Juan Nunez, John Jones's tattoo.
Yeah, I could
No,
get.
I'd get John Jones with like angel wings out the back, just like looking down on a crashed car.
I'd get, what is it, Matthew 7 verse 7 or something.
And what would that
Because
be?
it makes sense. Ask
Oh,
and
true.
ask and you shall receive.
And it's
Common
Matthew.
sense.
Nice.
Knock and the door will open. And there was something else. That's
Knock and
probably
the
the
door open.
smartest part of it.
That is pretty much every male fitness vlogger online at the moment, just talking about motivating people.
Mate, it's harder and harder to motivate people with this
Oh
lack
my-
of likes.
Yeah. did you guys see my analogy last night
No,
on
I
the
did
Instagram
not.
story? Did you see it?
Nah.
Well, you skipped through it. So I said,
he
I'm
checks it out.
Still
That's
getting
why
those
they get
numbers
rid of the
up.
likes, bro. People like you.
no, I posted it. So I was saying that, like, and we've seen this, who we were talking about before. We were talking about the two guys before this podcast started. One of them posted something thanking the other guy, but he's like, brother, we're going to take over the world. Your ways are so good. Your business method's so good. And he just kept praising him. And the other guy was like the same. He's like, we're so good. We're going to take over the world together. And I was like, it's the equivalent of seeing two blokes in the park just jacking each other off.
It gets a bit
Just
much.
servicing each other. And I was like, it's like I'm all for people encouraging each other, but not like that when they've never met
It's
each other.
like, unless you're completely naive, it's
Yeah.
so fake.
It's
Yeah.
so fake.
And
It's
that's
like,
like the whole, like, that's the thing with Instagram, and that the whole thing is like just a performance, like a bit of a lie. Like someone
Yeah.
was saying, oh, like this person trains so much, this and that. I go, they don't.
Mm.
They're like, how do you know? I go, because I train hard and they're doing 4 more sessions a day than me.
Yeah.
I go, it's very easy to just put up one set of something that looks impressive. Like, I go, it doesn't work like that. Like,
Now there's all the real photos of them we've got to deal with as well. Like the bikini
Oh.
chicks will get up with their little bit of fat. They're like, look at this gross shit.
and
I
what-
bet you didn't
the thing
realize
is-
I had gross fat
tell you
on
what
me.
gets me
Look
about
at this.
that.
Yuck.
and they're still shredded. It's like,
Yeah.
what sort of image is that sending out to the poor girl?
Or they just
who
like
is
push
carrying
their
a bit of
belly
weight?
out a bit.
Yeah, and it's like, if she thinks she looks like shit, I actually look like
And their
shit.
caption will be like, bet you didn't realize I was a filthy little pig just like you.
oh, this one, oh, this one. They're staring out in the distance and they're like 50 kilos and they're like, just thinking about my next meal. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Why do
there's
you
some
all?
good ones.
Why do you? I don't understand that. Why do they feel the need to put up a caption that doesn't relate to the
Exactly.
photo? Just be like,
Look at this
oh,
ass.
what a nice day.
No, even that's too far. I just want to go, do you want to see what I ate for breakfast? Here it is.
Hump Day's still pretty shameless, to be fair.
Yeah, hump day's
I
pretty
enjoy that.
shameless.
That's one where people just throw it up. They're like, look at this ass.
Yeah. See, that's where I respect Carly Burns, because she's just like flexing her glutes for the camera. And it's like, that's what the girls want. That's what the guys want. That's what she's giving them. It's like, here it is.
She's from the Shire, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But then what about this one where they're like, they post all the photos and society has a certain opinion, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to change that. It's too many. It's like too large to change that opinion. And then they go, oh, people just judge me for my photos, blah, blah, blah. I do this, I'm studying this. Okay, if you'd rather people see you for that, then
Become a scholar.
put up videos of you doing a Sudoku.
It's meant to be your best
if
self.
that's
You
what-
actually do post a lot of Sudokus.
I fucking love Sudokus. Eh? I like numbers.
So if I posted something like that, people would know what sort of idiot I actually am.
I think I honestly did about 20 on my way to Hawaii.
So
But then, you
what
know,
I
you
do
pick,
in planes is I just play bulk Tetris and Bejeweled. It's like a fucking, I'm in Rain Man.
Mate, soon you goobers will be solving Rubik's Cubes in the gym or something. You're like
No,
one
that's
step
the whole
removed.
movement.
I've
collective.
got to learn that. One of my mates can do it pretty quick, but apparently it's just a pattern. And once you learn the pattern, it's not hard
that's
to do.
good.
I can't understand how there will be a pattern because can't the things just be in random
It
places?
can be in
every time?
random places, but it's about turning, like going like left row this way, then that way, and eventually it sort of
It
matches up.
figures out.
My housemate always drops dubious facts on me that end up being bullshit. The one that actually ended up being right was there's more possible combinations on a 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube than there are grains of sand in the world.
How do you know how many grains of
Yeah.
sand there are in the world?
Because someone
what happens
someone
when-
figured out a way to estimate it based off how many grains of sand in a teaspoon, and then they did some equation to figure out like a surface area of all the beaches in the world. So someone had a good crack, and it's
has
not even
time?
close. People like
man.
Matt Healey.
Also, I respect that person more than like every thought on IG putting up ass shots. It's like at least they'll
They've
the only
put a
ones
lot of
doing it.
effort.
He just
Yeah.
puts up teaspoons of sand, being
But
like,
what happens
this one,
when- what happens-
1,000.
What happens when more things break down on the beach?
Yeah.
So there's more sand.
And it would be
It's catching up.
It'll be constantly adding though.
Yeah.
Like while he's figuring it
And
out.
does he take into account the sand that's under
No,
the water?
no, that's bullshit
Well, I
sand.
don't give a shit about his theory then.
So it's dry sand, but then the tides are going in and out, Angus.
Oh, look.
And what about the sand on the footpath? It's
And
blown
in
up
our
in
beds.
the onshore winds.
So I'm just trying to up my house, mate. He's got some self-esteem
What
issues.
about,
I'm like,
what
mate, your
about the
facts are good.
sand that's in our fiancés and wives' pot plants?
Why do you want sandy soil in that thing anyway?
Look,
It's just going to drag all the water and the nutrients out of the roots.
Palm trees thrive in the sand.
Exactly. Going back to Hawaii, how was that trip?
Oh, it was good.
Did you see that lady that I was talking
No,
about?
but there was a few. We stayed at the same
Yeah,
hotel,
same,
Al
Al
Halani,
Halani,
and
yeah.
pretty much out the front on the first night there was a domestic
Yeah.
and a guy running around, kicking the trees and punching the trees.
Was it
running
BJ
around just
Penn?
screaming. Yep, it probably was.
Did you see the footage of him sitting on the bouncer's chest at the strip club recently?
Nah.
He's like, let's
I
kill
saw-
this guy.
Oh,
it was crazy.
because I saw that Matt Serra with that
No, that
drunk
was
guy in the
good.
restaurant.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't the same sort of
It was,
situation.
the roles were reversed.
yeah.
Hawaii has some loose units though. Like apparently they have one of the biggest ice epidemics in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's pretty bad.
Fuck, sounds
But
like
a
a real
good
pub.
But
spot
is
to
that
visit.
is that the same kind of situation with the amount of sand? Like, is that
Yeah,
a theory?
maybe.
Like,
There is
No, you
actually
saw
more
it there,
ice
though.
in Hawaii than sand.
Yeah, I'd believe it. Well, this lady that I was telling you to look out for, she would like literally.
I think I might have walked past her.
She was so tense. So she'd sleep in the
About
sun
50?
on the sand. Yes,
Yeah.
all day, every day. And I'd be like, the lifeguards would check on her, and people would say, "Can you check on this lady?" But they're like, "Look, she's always here. She just lies in the sun, sleeps sunrise till sunset, 12 hours, and then of a night she goes away, gets a hit, comes back." So I saw this lady on the beach like every day, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then of a night. There'd always be buskers. And you know that song Brown-Eyed Girl? No, no, no. But anyway, we're walking home from dinner one night. I wish I had a photo of this lady, like straight hair, looked Hawaiian, but really tan, and no teeth. And we're walking home, and I just see her just going like this, the Brown-Eyed Girl, the busker, just like this, dancing. And I was fucking crying. I can't do it justice. But she was just like, that's what I was saying, look out for her.
Because they
this
thought
chick
that
could
because
bust a move.
the busker was singing about her. Well, that's what she thought.
That's what she
Brown-eyed
thought.
girl, and she's just like,
But no, the
Stop
dancing
it.
was like, she had a blank face. She was like,
I saw a serious face.
seemed like a crab. And I was like, she thinks she's a
I got
crab,
sucked
sleeps on the
into
beach
there.
all day.
There was a bunch of break dancers up near the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I know
good restaurant,
exactly.
that one.
Oh, so we
And I kept making just stand there. I'm like, no, we got to watch it because I appreciate that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And they just kept revving the crowd up for about 10 minutes, and I'd leave every time before I actually saw them do any of it.
Because they want maximum money.
Yeah,
so
so
they
they're
want to
yelling,
build the
and
crowd.
I'm like, oh, did they do something and I missed it? And they're like, oh, no, they were just yelling. To
Oh,
get
so it's like the strip club. You got to like charge them up with a bit of cash first.
Well,
Yeah,
they
pretty
they
much.
want as many people round,
Yeah.
clapping them, so to attract more
More
people.
people.
It's like in I've seen this experiment once. They got one person to stand on the street and just stare up at the sky, and they were just like, and then another person came up and they're like, oh, what are you looking at? And they're like, oh, look up there, blah, blah, blah. And the person just goes, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then more people came, and they're actually staring at nothing. It's just the fact that the crowd like encouraged people
And they
to
wanted it.
come along, and they didn't
Wow.
want to be missing out.
Apparently, I was listening to Freakonomics radio, and they did something on like humans changing our habits and things like that. And they were talking about how we're actually worse than dogs when it comes to just like not thinking and joining in. Like
Yeah.
dogs will actually
It's
hang
like
back
that.
and be like, nah,
Bitcoin
what's
was a
actually
big
going
one.
on here?
Going back
Yeah.
to the IG likes thing, it's like when I was saying to Matt on the way over.
Dude, haven't liked a single post since they
Yeah,
took
but
them away.
I rely on seeing views on like a Bleacher Report video or something to
Know whether
stop
to give a
by
shit.
and watch. So I've been missing a lot of that stuff because if someone I follow hasn't liked it, nothing comes up and it sort of looks spammy like an ad. So I just haven't adjusted to that just yet. But apart from that, I don't really give a fuck.
I'm sure it'll stop a couple of high school kids from crying, so I guess that's cool. But yeah, beyond that, I think it's like, are we really going to dull all the knives in the world?
Yeah, you really got onto it quick with that vid. I thought that was funny.
Mate, I was happy to get a lot of likes.
Did you get some
on that
likes?
one.
Can you disclose the likes for us? Give me my fix.
Now you've got to screen record you scrolling through the likes and then post it and go FYI. And
But
then-
do I have to wear the wig again?
No,
Jess
no.
hates
So
the
you
wig.
you screen record on your phone. You scrolling through all the likes you got for that particular post. Then you get that video and post it on Instagram. So then everyone goes, "Oh fuck! Look how many likes you got." So they hate themselves again. And
That's what
Instagram
I
can't
want.
get you. That's what you want.
I want to bring people down.
Taking
what
away
it
his
is.
numbers.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day. How old are you?
26.
26. So yeah, you would have got Facebook and Instagram pretty much in
Year 12.
Yeah. The difference between like, and you're my age, 28.
Yeah. We had MySpace maybe.
Yeah.
in year 12.
When we finished school, that's when I had Facebook and Instagram. The difference between like that sort of having it at high school and not is
You can only
enormous,
imagine,
man.
hey, yeah.
Like they're
it's-
so impressionable at high school and they
imagine-
see something and just
Yeah.
like the
Even
way they
in year
react.
12, when I was in year 12, like we play soccer at lunch, basketball at recess, or handball. It's like now, would you like? You'd probably still be on your phone, right?
I just covered my bag because all the Maori boys tried to eat my lunch.
So did
They
you have
actually,
baggings?
hey,
Baggings?
what's baggings?
So everyone would like
It's called nuggeting a bag.
Yeah,
where you
no,
turn
no,
it
no,
inside
no,
out.
Yeah,
too,
we did
but
that.
We had baggings
And
where-
nailed people's bags to the desk in Woodtech so they couldn't leave.
Oh, we'd nugget and cable tie it.
Yeah, same
No, see,
thing. But
we'd have
in Def it's probably a
baggings.
little rougher.
So you'd loosen the straps to your bag and then you'd swing it like a mace and throw it at someone. So everyone would leave their bags on so no one could pick up their bag and swing it and throw it
Oh,
at
so
everyone.
you use someone else's bag as a weapon.
Yeah, a year 12 bag is quite heavy with textbooks, so those things build up quite a bit of momentum.
No
especially
textbooks
for
at Endeavour High.
That's a sporting school, right?
We didn't do schoolwork.
Just sport.
Actually, apparently it's the secondary school of the year now. Principal doesn't let them play sport unless they get certain marks.
Yeah, that makes sense. I remember
So they're
watching.
shit at sport now.
You can't have both, all right? You cannot have
No.
Well,
both.
if you look at top NRL teams, you realise that there's not much of a correlation between athleticism and intelligence. I don't know why they're bothering. Just double down on the sport.
I'm still
Yeah.
not convinced with athleticism being linked to NRL. I just
You don't see
I
it?
think I just
What about the guys like Tedesco and Adokar? The backs.
I think they're good at football. They're not athletic.
True. Look, I think.
Like, okay, picture this. Like NFL, you guys like that.
Yeah,
They
like-
run 40 yards in this time, like
Yeah.
whatever it is. There's 300-pound guys running it. They bench 100 kilos 50 times.
That's a good
You bring
point.
that person out and they train with the NRL guy. There's a big difference.
I
like,
wish we could see it. Because it's never going to happen because of the money, though.
no,
But
and that's why,
what-
like, when Holmes
Hey,
and that go over,
yeah.
they have to start all of a sudden training 10 times as hard. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
they're not good at
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
I'm just saying when they clean the same as me and get a club record, it's not very impressive.
Oi, that you should go to every club
And just
and be
challenge
like,
them.
"Oi, I weigh 75 kilos. What are your numbers?"
Like that guy you were talking about on the
This
way
could
up
be
here,
your
the guy,
series.
the short guy that goes around and hurls abuse. Hey, I'm
You could be the
6'75"
skinny guy that
kilo.
rocks
I
up
can
at the gym.
outlift ya.
you can stay. We can start at the Roosters today.
But it'll be devastating when I don't outlift them and I blow out my knee.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe.
I reckon you'd have a few
no,
gym
you call
records.
them out. You go, "Who's the fastest guy? Who's the strongest guy?" And
Have you-
then maybe like a jump.
Have you seen it? Me and my mates always laugh about it. Blah blah just clocked in at 40 k's an hour. He ran 10
in
meters
soccer, yeah.
into a
Oh.
tackle. Oh no, in league as
Phil
well.
Gould, the
Okay.
stats
Like
man.
he's sidestepping, swerving,
Yeah.
tackling someone, and he hit 38 k's an hour quicker than Bolt. Like
That's what gets me. Apparently, Ronaldo has hit top speed and the same as Bolt, and I'm like, no way. Like,
no,
I've no
no.
doubt he's fast.
They-
Absolutely no doubt about it. But
Maybe
you
like
saying
a
he's
step.
Like another
Nah.
it's like triple jumpers. Their top speed is quicker than like the average speed
Yeah.
of a runner. But
Yeah. It's
if you
'cause they're
stop and
jumping
think
through the
about
air.
it, it's a 30-meter sprint, not 100.
And again, no
Like-
doubt those guys mid 10 to low 10 runners over 100. They're lightning, but they're not elite level. It's like when Christian Coleman is the fastest guy in the world right now. He's run 981 this season.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get into the 70s for sure. He did a 40-yard dash, same circumstances as the footballers, and he's
like
got
Is
a
that
3
the
seconds?
this little stocky guy? Yeah.
yeah. And he ran like I think it was like 4:16 or something.
Yeah.
Like
So it was record,
4:13.
or
yeah.
not?
Yeah.
For a 40
Yeah.
yard. Yeah.
What
it
did
was
Bolt
like-
get?
He's
He
not a quick
wouldn't-
starter.
nah.
He's still got 4:28 or something like that, though.
So
But
even that's it.
people
A guy who's
guessing.
notoriously shit at starting.
Yeah.
Still shredded
but to
everyone.
his benefit, it goes off when you move.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you don't have to react to a stimulus.
So you've got electronic gates. As soon as it detects your like first bit of movement,
It's like when you're ready.
yeah.
yeah, you have to, and that's why like if you sort of lean back or swing your arm back,
Yeah.
it starts.
Yeah.
gotta
So
pretty
you
mu-
want to start.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, that's how you should start anyway,
Yeah.
everything going forward.
So it's a real skill. Apparently, like the
You
combine.
can tell how slow I am by that comment.
And someone will correct me if I'm wrong. When they do the combine, they sort of leave all the skill work, and because it's a skill like benching, obviously we know that it's a skill. The vert jump, even the 40 is a skill compared to like 100-meter sprint and everything like that. Like it's more than just being fast. It's like Matt said, learning to not rock back to set the timers off.
Yeah.
To get up, like is it faster for you to just cut your drive phase and get right into full flight, all that sort of stuff?
None of these things exist in my 40. I just start upright as hell and have a red hot go.
Yeah, and just fucking real hard side
Maximum
steps.
wind resistance.
Yeah, hoping for maximum wind.
I run in a lat spread so I don't go too quick.
I feel should we turn this into training for a bit?
Let's talk about training.
What's your regime at the moment?
I've been a bit lazy this winter, boys. Getting
Fuck
old.
You become complacent. You're a married
you
man.
bench tipped 80 kilos. I think the most impressive thing I've seen you do that this winter was that.
What was that?
The
What?
dip, the box dip, it was 80 or 60.
Yeah, 80. I did a couple of them.
That's fun.
I didn't train after that for a few days. I think it was a bit too much strain.
And you still train 7 days?
Yeah, I just train every day.
Mate, we've had knees over toes guy on. Maybe your elbows guy or something.
Yeah, I
That
feel
can be
like
your thing.
it should transition to the shoulders. How do you keep your shoulder? What do you do for do you do any prehab? Because you do a ton of gymnastics, a lot of weightlifting, sprinting. So it's all
What do I
shit
do?
that
I
will
do
get you injured.
Monday I do gymnastics and just stretch.
How long?
Sometimes do jiu-jitsu if my mate wants to come into the gym. He's a purple belt. I don't really fight back. It's more just me getting sat on for 30 minutes and just giving him a prop to work with. That's what it is. Tuesday I run and then I go back to the gym and because I want to snatch 120 by the end of the year.
Fuck, and you will.
So-
I have no doubt.
I've just got to whip myself under it, chuck a bike helmet on, and fucking go for it. Wednesday I do gymnastics and then stretch. Thursday gymnastics, stretch. Friday I go down the track, and then depends. I finish earlier on Fridays, and it's always appealing to just go start eating lots of food and just
Yeah,
not train
lay on the
anymore.
couch.
Sit
Friday
in the
hours
sauna.
is my couch time.
Saturday do upper body weights because you got to keep a bit of size.
Yeah, 100%.
Sunday I just go in and just use some machines or just do some sand hills or something. I don't try that hard though.
Yeah.
So you're still keeping a bit of an anytime membership so you can hit the machines?
Nah. I just makeshift ones in my gym. Use bands and
Yeah. It's a fucking solid regime. And what do you do? Do you get any niggles or anything like that, or you're all pretty good?
here and there. But if my knee's sore, I just don't squat. I barely squat.
Yeah.
I snatch or power clean or something like that once
Yeah.
a fortnight.
So heaviest squat this year will be 120 kilos
Yeah,
when you
essentially
come up from that snatch.
I won't be able to stand it up, and the video just cuts out.
First man to get pinned in the hole in a snatch.
But at some point, my forearms, because there's a thing called forearm splints, pretty common, doing gymnastics,
Okay.
similar to shin splints, just
Yeah.
because all the wrist flexion, extension, and the pressure. And I was snatching the other week, and it felt like my bones were going to snap, and I was like, okay, don't snatch for a little while.
Fuck.
And bench, same thing. I was like, nah, I don't want that thing to fall on me.
Or really get to that
Oh,
tight.
it was when I was holding, cooking some eggs, holding a frying pan, I was like, fuck, I couldn't hold it. But then I literally just go, okay, pull-ups don't hurt, so I just start doing that.
Smash and pull up.
Fittest man in the Shire can't even flip an omelette.
Is it like
Sad
shin
day.
splints where it's just a load management thing?
Yeah, and it just got to... I think it's because, say, like you said, doing dips, and you're doing 80-kilo dips, and this muscle obviously gets a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But to do the isolation work as well.
Also, just learn. It's
Like-
hanging, but just holding on.
Yeah,
the
or
rings
or just
something.
little sort of wrist flexion, extension work.
Masturbation.
And
Yeah, just mass
Mate,
over it. Ring your
I'm
dick
28,
out.
it's not that appealing anymore.
Fucking A, man. I've really noticed that since 25. Maybe it's because we're busier.
Mate, it's not that fun. I'm put on an accent
Is that the
and
new
try and
Hustler
pretend like
hashtag?
it's someone else. It's just not that good.
Oh, dude, speaking on that, one of the boys is this Italian bloke at work, and he's got a shaved head. And he teaches soccer, and he said that the young boys call him Johnny Sins, and he didn't know who that was.
I don't know who that is either.
Dude, he's A1 pornography.
Yeah, he's a classic from
And-
back
and
in the
I
high
was-
school
Well,
days.
I'm far from a porn star, so I don't know the names.
I googled him, and he had this great bit of wisdom because I was showing
I thought then you go, I googled him and he had a great bit of, and I'm like, here we go.
No, he does. So
Or
he
you call
goes
it
without
Is that
saying.
what you call it? Wisdom?
yeah. So he
There's
has,
nothing
no,
worse.
This is tell me this isn't wisdom. Don't ever let your girlfriend talk to another guy about her problems. A shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on.
That's heavy.
And he plays and then it goes Johnny Sins, actor, model, doctor, astronaut, plumber, teacher, police officer, businessman, architect, lawyer, ECT.
Yeah,
He
his
plays all the
characters are
different
so
characters in porno. Well, look, he has all these different looks.
Solid rig.
The astronaut.
Mate, how does he get away with
Priest.
talking like that in today's day and age? It's
Nah,
not
Johnny
politically
Sins has been
correct.
inactive for years. I haven't seen any new stuff.
He has-
Two-Tone
no, he has-
Malone is the new Johnny Sins.
He has a YouTube channel, Johnny Sins. He vlogs his life.
Oh,
Him
so
and
he's
his wife.
gone legit.
No, he still acts.
Oh.
You gotta go brush up with some of his latest work.
No, I'll check out his
He's in the
latest
gram-
vlog.
grandpa
You both
porn
do.
now.
You both do. just watch his vlogs first. One thing leads to
Bloody
another.
hell, we'll have to get him some shares in UBet.
What?
No, what's it called? Bloody Nate's app.
Oh, you ref.
That's
well,
it.
he's performed with Mia Khalifa.
Yeah.
So
there
our
you go.
friend has an app, and
I've heard of her.
yeah, okay. Well, she owns part of the app with him, and Johnny Sins has done some work with her in the past.
What do you mean?
It's like a song app.
Explain it.
Banged her on screen. I believe the scene was the controversial one where she was in the burqa with her friend. I'm pretty sure that was Johnny Sins. Have you seen the scene?
No.
Watched it on the car ride home.
It's pretty edgy.
It's pretty edgy, pretty.
How's that?
You lying
Porn
about-
star wearing the burqa.
Yeah.
Little, like you said, controversial.
Sounds like
Yeah,
you need to
super
brush up a
controversial.
little bit on your porno history. So I
I don't
really
know
recommend.
any. I literally like people talk about actors' names, like not actors as in porn stars, as
Yeah.
actors in general or musicians and things like that. I have no idea. I honestly take no notice.
You just listen to a lot of hard style in the gym, hey?
Just whatever's on. But then when I've got to snatch a bit of weight, it's got to crank it up a little bit.
What are you putting on?
I like putting on El Chapo. I
That's
am
a
the
classic.
God. That sort of pumps me up a bit, and then I miss the lift and I go turn it off.
Let's go.
Nah, I like dance music, trance,
Yeah.
hard style. I put that on in the gym. Everyone's like, "Oh, change the song." I'm like, "No worries, bit of Defcon." They like, "Fuck off, man."
So you put it on in class,
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
love it.
And the oldies love it, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. I play Hardwell's podcast in my Hip 45 class twice a week, and they get around it because it's quite aggressive. And
Yeah.
if it's a 50
It keeps
plus
them going.
crowd,
You
yeah.
see everyone now and then a slow song comes on. The
Yeah.
the revolutions on the bike start to slow
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Put Defcon on, they just all rip in.
It does G you up for sure.
Yeah.
Music-
Fitness First playlist has some heavy moments. I swear they'll just
Oh,
go like
Fitness
3
First is for
back-to-back
kids.
ballads, and everyone is dragging themselves
Yeah.
between machines.
That's why you gotta have your own headphones. Well, you're not a headphone sort of guy, are you?
Nah.
What about sprinting?
Sprinting with headphones.
Yeah,
No, I literally just hold the phone in my hand
and play music.
Yeah, and every now and then I even time myself
On
with
the phone.
on the phone. Yeah.
Do you sort of give yourself time, like to subtract time on it?
Oh, like if I've run 100 and I start when I'm going and
Yeah.
cross the line, and it says like I ran like 10:06 or something,
Yeah,
so I know it's not 10:06.
yeah.
It's closer, but I'm gonna say it's 10:99 at the most, just to.
Fuck, dude, that is moving. I got to
But
get
good Southerly, good
how's
Southerly
Sylvania track
Buster.
looking?
Some
Well, I ran
illegal
my
wins.
lifetime best of Atlanta 11:35 on that track, running south to north.
Yeah, you got.
Dude, there's
Hey,
something
they
about
actually
south to
do
north
that
there.
in a lot of competitions now. Start
really?
them. I've seen it. They start them like 20 meters back from the finish line.
Yeah, the hurdle line.
No, like 20 meters back.
Oh,
like
okay.
past the finish
Yeah,
line,
yeah.
and run the other way so they get the wind, and then they
Fuck.
finish at like the 80-meter start line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's
Because
something
they
about-
like it's one of those things. Like, why not make people look faster than
I'm for
putting
that.
them
Oh, 100%.
putting them in a 4 meter a second
yeah.
headwind?
I'm got to come. We got to do a session at Sylvania track.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
ready.
get down there.
I'm ready to go
Wasn't
back on the
Gatlin's
track.
most recent sub 10 into a headwind as
Yeah,
well?
but it was only up into a 0.1.
Still.
He still ran
Yeah.
991 at 37.
Everyone
though.
else fucking running around with these 2.3s at their back.
How does your body feel? You're 28. You feel good?
28, feeling 58, bro.
Oh, really? You feel shit?
Nah, it depends on the day.
What do you think though? Like moving forward, do you think your body will adapt more into your late 30s regarding training or no? Because I'm hopeful.
As in,
Like-
what
What's
you,
going to happen?
Because
Like,
I
you'll
feel
get
like
on
I'm
TRT.
still getting used to the athletic stuff because I only started when I was 24, 23.
I honestly don't think
That's not
too
how the
much
body
about
works,
it.
mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
No, but it can, like, I know what he's saying.
Long-term adaptations, Angus.
Some super compensation.
But yeah, everything gets harder.
Everything
with
gets
age.
harder, but I think anyway. I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to document.
Maybe
it
get
on
a
the
bit more
podcast.
mentally tough.
Like
but then
I feel better now in my body sprinting. I think because I know how to manage it a bit better than I did sort of 3 years ago, and I'm consistently stronger in the gym as well.
Yeah.
Anyone have any feedback?
But that's
here?
always that circle jerk in S&C. They're like, oh, you got stronger, you probably got slower. Which
yeah,
is
no,
true to an
I'm
extent.
doing both. But again, I had a lower starting
getting
point
stronger and
to
slower.
You. Like you were, if we both went back to when we were 23, you were destroying me, and you still are.
Yeah,
but I feel like I would have made more
I live
progress.
in the past, bro. All my achievements.
Well, what's your best snatch?
115 or something.
Am I
So
the
you're
only one here
hopeful.
who's getting slightly more athletic?
Nah,
I had a
I'm
shit
getting
start,
more
don't worry.
athletic.
Okay, fair enough.
I had a 320. I touched 320 high the other day, and that was a PB for me.
Fuck, that's good.
Yeah, so I was happy.
I'm
with
not
that.
sure how high. Is that standing?
So it's 15 centimeters above a basketball hoop. So
Yeah.
maybe that high above. A
and you
basketball
just
hoop.
like fingertip touched it.
No, that's like there.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm getting there. But again, like I learnt, it's a skill. Handling a basketball is a fucking skill. So if someone throws it up to me, no worries. But if I have to dribble it myself, it's like I'm hitting the front of the ring. Like yesterday, we got some footies. I was talking about. I now understand why people get intimidated when they are new to a gym. So I'm at KGV indoor basketball courts yesterday, and little did I know, but the reserve for the Sydney Kings train there. So there's like guys who are 6'6", 6'8", just throwing it down, and I just feel like a piece of shit trying to dunk it in. And I'm like, I now have so much sympathy for people. Like when they come into the gym and they're all nervous, because I was that nervous 50-year-old woman yesterday at KGV.
Why did we create a sport for such tall people? Like we just marginalised ourselves.
Have you seen Taco Fall? He's 7'6", and
too
he
much.
we onto his toes to dunk it.
we actually, speaking of tall guys, a 6'8" guy joined the gym.
Oh, really?
Like, it's funny. He was sitting down. I walked over to him, and all of a sudden he stands up. And the first thing I said to him, "Holy fuck, you are tall."
And how's he
He's
go?
He's not too bad. He's actually got good mobility and everything. He's squat. He's like upright. I'm like,
He must have short legs for his height, surely.
no, I think it's just like his hips and everything. He's just got good mobility in his
Got
hips.
those Asian hip sockets.
Yeah,
And he
but
can
like
throw around some
he's
tin.
literally snatching and everything. And I'm like, using him as an example. I'm like, no excuses. Look at him,
Yeah.
6'8",
Yeah,
and overhead squat and snatching and everything.
getting it
But
done.
he was asking me how long it would take him because he stayed in there and I was training the other day doing gymnastics. He's like, how long will it take me to do that stuff? And I was doing front levers, so like, and I'm like, it's gonna
Never.
take you a very long time, bro.
At least you're honest with him.
Yeah, some people don't like honesty.
No, you got to have it.
Yeah.
You got to have it. Going back to training with age, and I've given him a shout out on the podcast before. There's a guy, Andy Nicholson, who's at 44 taught himself how to dunk, and he's now 47 and he's throwing it down better than ever, and he's only 6'1". So there's our
pretty good.
hope. And then I'm just all about this at the moment because I'm
You are
thinking
setting
about-
yourself
You
up.
can definitely get better. But
Yeah.
if you took the same amount of training volume and everything and were 5 years younger, you're probably gonna
yeah,
be,
true. Look,
you become
start
more
now, everyone.
intelligent.
Yeah.
So like, say you're 23 and you just train like an idiot.
Yeah.
And you get older and you learn more.
Yes.
So you set it up a little bit differently and structure it differently. So you actually have rest and improve and
Yeah,
you know,
correct. It gets better.
Yeah.
It does get better. What else are we going to talk about today? We've
Um,
covered a lot of shit.
But one thing I want to talk about, I can't remember if we brought this up last time. Do you really want to see fighting introduced into CrossFit?
Mate, I haven't seen anything CrossFit related.
They're shooting
in a long
guns now.
time.
Oh, yeah, because he got blocked.
Yeah, they don't like me.
Do you want me to give you some login details? You can just log in through my account to keep up with all the CrossFit
I
guys.
might make a fake account. I am a bit bored on Instagram.
But yeah, I
now,
saw
so-
Tiatumi shooting a gun in a Reebok outfit the other day.
Yeah.
I
So it
think they're
seems like it's
doing-
heading in that direction. Like they're trying to make some sort of like raise an
can't-
army or something.
Like I've said, I think I said this last time. They can't really make them do other sports because it shows how far
You did
behind
say
they
that.
are
Yeah.
at
Like
everything.
they only do the bare minimum
They'll
of each
do-
sports,
they'll
like
do-
muscle ups for gymnastics. Well, they
But they'll do
all these
20 of them under fatigue, so they're like, "Oh wow, they're doing gymnastic skills."
Yeah.
When
You
they're
reckon
tired.
Matt Fraser won't throw down well?
Nah.
I
He'll
don't
try-
think he's
There
got
might be-
short arms.
There might be some of them that did college wrestling or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they'd probably be decent.
Yeah. I think
But,
all the ones that used to swim would probably be able to throw them.
Yeah, maybe.
And anyone who has reach like that for Kowski
Matt Fraser
guy,
just looks like a real angry dude.
you're just saying that because he looks like the bad guy in Creed 2.
Yeah, he does. Like shrunk down.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
exactly.
seen Creed 2 either.
Don't.
Have you seen
Save
Creed
money.
1?
I don't know who's
Oh,
it.
just a Nike
Michael
ad.
B. Jordan.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I think.
my favorite movie of 2017. I got some
So
stories
you're a
about
full
that
movie buff.
I'm
Have the
not
dates
really,
and
but my
everything.
favorite movie this year is still the animated Spider-Man. Into
This
the
is great.
Spider-Verse. Great movie. You seen
Nah,
it?
I'm not
Oh,
into
dude.
any of those
No,
movies.
it's not like that though. It's not like that.
I've got a mate actually. I might shout him out.
Shout him
Anthony
out.
Tyrrell. He'll like this fit.
Anthony Tyrrell.
Loves Spider-Man.
Respect.
He'd probably get upset that I'm saying this, but it's fucking funny, so too bad. He got a Spider-Man suit. He did a photo shoot in a Spider-Man suit recently in the
It's-
city, and he's
Why?
getting photos taken like
What, doing like parkour?
leg spread on a staircase. Like
Why?
he loves it. I don't know. He's
That's
also
very
got
heavy, man.
he's also got another Spider-Man suit, but you don't want to know about that one. You
Sounds
can
like the same
fucking
one our boy
imagine.
Johnny Sins might wear.
Yeah, it's got a bit of material missing.
He really does love Spider-Man.
How
Wait.
old is he?
He just turned 30.
And has he been doing this his whole life, or is it something he
Just
got
what,
into
loves
post high
Spider-Man?
school?
Yeah.
I know he loves the comics and Marvel and that.
Does he have a job?
Yeah, he's got his own business.
Really? And that's just like his release. People get up to some weird shit. Like I think
Well-
I get up to some weird shit, but then I
Well,
don't.
well, hey, I'm sitting here wearing a matching tracksuit.
Oh, I wish we had we got hoodies made.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Do you have black trackies?
Yeah, I've got 5 colours.
Wait, do you
I
have
might
them on
send
you?
you one because
I've got blue,
then you
khaki.
can match it up with your black trackies.
Oh, yeah. The
That's-
blacks have got to be the same. I don't like. you know.
It'll be like straight jet black,
Is it?
and it has high performance podcast, committing sin and lifting tin. No, other way around, lifting tin and.
I don't know
committing sin.
about the brandage. I like the plain.
No, it's only this big. I
Okay.
made it really small so you can wear it down the pub. with
Healy
your
can put
mates.
tape over it.
Yeah, you can put tape like that. They just put your sticker, your high performance sticker over it.
The check-in
No,
sticker.
I made it so it's like the whole thing's like that big.
Are
and
they gonna
sits
be ready
there.
by next week?
Yeah, they're gonna be
That's
ready by
crazy
next
quick.
week. Yeah, a shout out to the company Sweeney Bros. If you need any help designing stuff, there you guys. And I got so many good designs for upcoming merch drops. So if there's any spare, we'll send you down one to the Shire when I come and train at Sylvania.
Is it Matt, our
And-
first sponsored athlete?
And I run off 80 and you run off 100. We'll have our own gift.
Wait, you
I was
raced for
actually,
it.
we were going to do this big race once, or not. When I say big, no one fucking cared, so I won't call it big. But I was going to do a 400, and my mates were going to do a 4x100, and we were going to drone it and everything. But the day we went down there, my mate comes down, he's flying his drone around the track real fast, testing it,
Yeah.
hits a tree, breaks the drone, and then everyone's like, "You're still going to do it?" I said, "Fuck that, I'm not doing it unless
Yeah,
it's
that's
on film."
So
Like-
me and my mates we catch up for an annual holiday and we do a thing called the Fags Gift. And it's like a gift race. So it's on sand, has to be on sand. So I start about 20 meters back and then they stagger themselves sort of up in front. Sounds like a similar sort of thing. I highly recommend it for some gags with your mates and to show them
We
how
might
much
do.
more
We might
dominant
do
you are.
a on the beers. Do like a athletic event. Get a javelin. I'll set up hurdles, and go in like teams.
Some sort of
And so-
munted decathlon.
Just sort of like that, or like the thing.
5 illicit substances and 5 athletic events
Yeah.
combined.
Starts off with like just a bit of caffeine, then it goes to alcohol, maybe a bit of weed, bit of
Bit of
rack,
glass
and then
Barbie.
you got to inject some
No,
heroin.
none of that for me, boys. I'm
None of that
clean.
for us too, but for this event,
Yeah, maybe. If it's a competition, I'm in.
yeah. Oh yeah, Sylvania
That's why I
track.
don't do that because
Is- So going back to Sylvania track, this is when I used to run there maybe 3 years ago when I was still living in the Gong. There was always this guy, like fatter sort of indigenous gentleman, and he would always sit at the
Haven't seen him.
north end of the track. Anyway, so once he would always sort of kick rocks around where I left my stuff, and I was running 200. So I had my stuff near the start line, and then when the 200s finish on the opposite side of
Yeah.
the track. Anyway, so one day I take off and he's hanging around. I'm like, this bloke is definitely going to try and steal my
He
stuff.
must
And
have some
obviously
pace
there's
on
the
him
cut.
if he's constantly
Well,
thieving
that's
off
what
people
I
there.
thought.
at the training
That's
track.
what I thought. And so there's only one way out, and I'm at the other end near the exit. So I run the 200, and I look over, and I'm like, "Fuck!" He has grabbed my yellow spike bag with my car keys in it. So I go,
Respect.
what the fuck? I'm yelling at
Near the
him.
turnstile end.
Yeah, no, the other end.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I finished near the turn. So I just
Yeah.
walk up to him. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, this is mine. I'm like, mate, I'm like, okay. I'm like, where's your car? And he goes, I don't have one. And I'm like, open it. And he goes, okay. I'm like, click the car keys. And he's like, clicks it. And I'm like, that's my car. And he's like, look, I'm sorry. And I was like,
That's
"Just
a
give it
good
back."
answer.
I was like, fuck off. And he left. But then I saw him there again, and I saw him there like 2 times.
I've
before
never
that.
seen him.
He's probably got the same tattoo
must
as
have
John
gone.
Jones.
He must have gone to Southo track. They're a bit slower.
Then maybe went out to Barton Ridge. Have you ever trained out there?
Yeah. Usually I used to run there.
Good track. I like that. But it scares me when I can hear the guns going off from the barracks. It took me a while to realise what it was. It's just like fucking them.
I haven't
throwing
run
grenades.
there for years. Yeah. Like
a
you
good
said, I
spot.
don't venture too far from.
Yeah, from the Shire.
Yeah.
Even though it's still... Is that the Shire?
Yeah, but it's 20-25 minutes away. It's too far.
Yeah, too far.
I was actually considering pulling the pin this morning coming here.
But you did... Have you had a good time at least?
Yeah, it's always good. It's
Thank-
always good
thank
with
you.
the
In
fellas.
future, if we're here, you can just Skype in to keep you safe.
Yeah. We do Skype, so we have a mean Skype set up.
No,
so
I'm not
if
very
it's-
tech savvy.
Okay. No, all
I'm
you
not.
need is... I'll download the app for you now. So then you set up.
Yeah, but I don't want another login or anything.
Next one we can come down to your gym.
I'm an
again.
old soul. I don't
Don't you
like
just
this.
use the same password for everything?
Well, yeah, but
Even
then
though
some things I need to do another one, and
Mm.
then I start to lose track, and then
As long as you have a password that has just ticks, you need a I'll let me design you a sick password that ticks all the boxes. We'll get a capital
High
in there, a
performance
symbol,
podcast.
a number. It'd be
Everything-
beautiful. It'll work
everything
for
you need.
everything.
Have we talked
I
about
should
anything
probably change
mildly
it.
interesting to the listeners today?
Talked about drugs a bit.
Talk about drug. Talk about the IG.
religion.
Yeah,
John
talk about
Jones.
religion. We've pretty much spoke about everything you need to live
What
a
else
wholesome
is there
life.
to cover?
Nothing. I think should we end it there?
So we haven't asked Matt because we've had obviously run through his top 5
yeah,
athletes
yeah,
a few
yeah.
times. Do you
New
have a party
questions.
trick?
Yeah.
I can touch. I can pick my nose with my tongue.
Show us. That's fucked.
Wow.
That's fucked.
That's pretty fucking cool.
That's
eh?
sick.
That's pretty cool. What does it taste like?
Salty?
A little bit salty.
Yeah.
It depends what I've eaten.
I like that. And the next question, the Sure Challenge. You know the song "If I Could Turn Back Time."
Yeah.
If you could turn back time, what would you change?
Not get blocked by CrossFit, hey.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about that, but nothing.
You got to have something. You can't say nothing.
I don't know.
What's your deepest, darkest secret?
I honestly don't really have a secret.
You wouldn't get as pissed at your wedding.
No, I had a good time.
Okay, well, what else do you regret?
It
in
was
life?
a
What would
net
you
win.
change? You got to think about something.
And sitting on the balcony just blind drunk nude for about 3 hours after I think Jess was like, it's wedding night. She wants a bit of action. No, not tonight. I've got to go. The room's spinning. And then I just remember 3 hours later still being on the balcony,
Just naked.
just naked.
And was it still daylight?
No, it was like I got home at like 1 o'clock or something from 2230. So it was like almost 4. Went to
Fuck.
bed, didn't wake up too good.
I'm actually G'd for my wedding. All I see at the moment is the money going out of my account.
I'm pretty G.
And
Big
that's
summer
how
holiday.
sad is that? But then last night, no, it was like this week. I was like, you know what? Everyone says it's an amazing time, and to have
Oh, it is a
everyone
good
there-
time. And everyone says how quick it goes, and it goes quick.
Yeah. No, I'm super pumped up.
Are you an emotional guy at the weddings, you reckon?
Yeah,
Well, you
look,
haven't been.
I haven't been, but I think
I got drunk and then just couldn't stop crying.
Did you speak?
Yeah.
How long did you speak for?
A few
5
minutes.
minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 to 5 minutes.
Did they
But
start
What
playing
do you
music towards
talk
the end?
about?
I was
Because I don't know what to talk about.
you
I
have,
had to
to,
Google.
you have to mention that Mrs. looks nice. That's
course, of
and
course.
and the fiddle leaf.
It's the best man.
Yeah.
We've been through some shit.
Oh, you just do the general thanks and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I actually got to a point, where who was it? My mate spoke, her sister spoke,
Yeah.
her dad spoke,
Yeah.
and I spoke. And my mate spoke, and it was a good speech. A couple of little tears sort of filled up in the eyes.
Yeah.
And then her sister spoke, and it sort of starts coming down, and I'm like, oh,
The sister
fuck.
got you
because-
rattled.
Yeah, she wrote a nice poem. I like poetry.
Oh, that's
Okay.
hectic. That's so
Angus
red
was
hot.
a real poet. I
No,
shouldn't be
it
worried
wasn't.
about
and
that.
then the dad spoke and said a couple of nice things. Gone.
Done.
Fucking done. And then I had to get up there and try and speak, but I was fumbling my way through.
Oh.
So I had to almost make jokes about it the whole time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't,
But was it good in the end, do you think? Or your
I think
speech
people
was shit?
liked it. Yeah, they appreciated the fact that someone as macho as me.
Reading it like
Was-
a eulogy, just in tears.
Yeah, no, it was good.
We've
It was-
got I think we're going to have Beck's dad and then probably my best man Healey. I think it will be him. I've got to draw a few from a hat or what old Graham, and then it'll be Healey, one of Beck's bridesmaids, then probably Angus
I'll
and
have to have
Dad,
a crack.
and then me.
You'll be fine. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what
He
you've
could
got to
get me
do. This is
emotional.
this
Am
is
I
like-
going up with no notes? Is that my rule? I've got to just go up and
Well,
wing it?
see, my thing is, so
Well, I did.
our,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going no notes. Our
But-
dad is a great talker, salesman. All my mates are great talkers. He hosts a podcast so he can talk. So the boys are ready to chat.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah.
be like a live Q&A for the podcast.
Mate,
That's
we
what it's
should,
gonna
we should be
like.
selling tickets. I'm going to drop my little comedy routine up there. What's the deal with airplane food? Hey, who are they trying to keep out of there?
Yeah,
Bring the house down.
Exactly. No, let's think of something better than
I'll
that.
get
You've
some-
got to.
I'll get some jokes
You've
together.
either got to have you have to have a really good speech
Yeah.
if it's written, or you just have to be confident
Yeah.
if you got nothing. Because it's like I've seen a few where they stop all the time and
You
read
gotta
it,
have a
and
flow,
everyone
right?
just switches
Yeah.
off.
See what I'm going to write down, because the speech I can do, but the thanks, I want to make sure I thank everyone. So I might have who I've got to
Oh.
thank, and
No,
then go.
no one
"Alright."
cares.
Yeah,
No
no,
one cares.
that's what I said. I was gonna say it before when we were getting married, but like
So is it like accepting an award?
it's. I'll tell you what is annoying. Everyone comes up to you and says congratulations. I said stop saying that. I know that you're gonna say it. You don't have to.
Give me a thumbs up.
Just say hello. You don't like. Okay, so
Just say hello.
Jess's friends and that are there. They're there for her,
Yeah.
not me. We don't need to have this conversation. Just let me have my beers, dance, and I was drinking the water from the vases too.
You were loose.
That's why I was crook. Yeah,
How many
Had to-
people at your wedding?
about 100.
Fuck, that's too many. I don't want to see people I don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't anyway. And that's why my mum actually came up to me and was like, Matt, you've got to, go and talk to people.
Yeah.
But I'm just sort
Screw
of like,
that.
mate, you forced me to invite some of these people here.
Oh, mum. See, that's why ours is a nice tight 50.
Did your mum put the heavy on you?
Nah, but they don't. Oh,
Your
it's this.
family
It's
and
this
stuff.
one. You don't have to, but
You
know,
should. See,
okay.
Mum
It means
only gave me
you
one for
fucking.
that.
We're never helping you again if you.
Bro,
Oh,
our
yeah.
uncle's not even
we don't
flying
love
in.
you anymore.
You got to have some sort of, you got to let.
My mate got married and he was arguing with his mum about inviting someone to his wedding, and she's like, "You have to invite them." And I'm giving him I think it was like $40, and he was like, "What the fuck? $40 for
Dude,
the
all
two, the couple."
My mates
at
are
the-
so stingy. I'm not expecting much at all.
Yeah, it's funny.
Can we get a figure? How much did you pull in off the gifts? Did it cover any of the wedding?
yeah, it covers a fair bit.
Oh fuck!
But-
You better start saving that cash, Angus.
I've got so much cash right now.
good stuff.
It's funny, people go, "Oh no, I didn't really take notice." Mate, you get the card at the end, you open it, you look at it, and you go, "What a fuckwit that guy is."
So
You
this
do.
was your mate, the person he had to invite.
Hey?
This was your mate, a person he.
Oh
had
yeah,
to
well
invite.
he goes, I went through it and everyone was laughing like, "Oh, you do it," and then I got my cards and you literally read it, and someone you look at who gave you what.
Yeah, and then
Two-
write it
two
down.
are
So
lying.
then when you go to their wedding, you only give them the equivalent.
Yeah, but I'd
I'm,
rather.
I'm that sort of spiteful guy. But then if they give me an amount I think is too much, I'll have my limit.
So it's only one-sided.
Then what do you do? So it goes around.
But why does anyone ever give money? Because it's all going to even out.
No, but what
Yeah,
if
well-
people
well,
never get married? Angus?
Three of
Or they elope.
three of us got married, and I just said, let's not give each other anything because the same money's just going to get passed around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
I'd be like, see, it's an interesting one. I get what you're saying, but what if people don't get married? What if people die before they get married? What if people elope? There's so many
Well, some
scenarios.
people
Angus.
want gifts, and they make it $100 a head for people to go.
No,
Gifts
that's
and
fucked.
cash.
You can't charge.
People
but,
charge,
the
but
gifts thing.
come
So
to my wedding. Well, it's something I don't really want to go to, and I'm paying $100
we just want
anyone.
those cash incentives.
Fuck.
But we're making people go to Byron Bay.
Ah,
So it's but that was to hopefully keep numbers down.
Yeah.
Didn't work as well as I thought. What did they say? Someone said, call it a destination wedding if you want people to come, or call it a regional wedding if you don't.
Look at
how
this
many
one.
people you got going?
About 50.
Guy from my work just got
Yeah.
hitched. Look at this shit.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, Italian castle.
Money, man.
Look at the Game of Thrones. They got the Game of Thrones castle, I
Yeah,
think.
that's heavy.
Oh, sorry, it's in Italy.
That's a lot of money.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of money, man.
See, there's no point.
Yeah.
It turns into a big competition.
If you
and
had
like if there's
tons of cash,
oh yeah, you go for it.
I'd
but
get married on the G.
no one
right here.
cares. Like it's literally
And the stadium would be full.
you're there, you hang out with your friends and your
Yeah.
family,
You have some
and-
gags.
and that's it.
Well,
like it's
so we get married on the Friday, and the Thursday night, I'm getting all the men from the wedding to meet at the beach, and I'm going to make everyone split into teams of 3 and do a
and
run,
wrestle.
swim, board, an Ironman event, and
That's
I
good.
judge. Even though it'll be, and then we'll go to the pub. Everyone can meet each other, so it's a good way for everyone to mingle, and that'll just be the boys.
Hopefully we
I'm
don't have a
guessing
death before the
you're
wedding.
not good at those things.
That's
That's
the
why
only
you're
things I'm good at.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I'm
Oh
making
no, you
everyone
did
else
that.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because not fair.
Yeah, not fair. Oh no, I got some mates that are still pretty good, but they let themselves go. Ben Griffiths.
Anyway, I was gonna say
Oh,
if I can take out Ben Griffiths, is there a run?
No, it's a team event. So
Ah,
it's like
dang.
that's why I
Oh,
want
s-
everyone to mingle and meet each other. So I'm gonna put everyone's name in a hat and go board.
So there's
swim,
only
run.
3 teams of 3.
No, so there'll be about. I figured out there'll be like 21 of us, so about 7 teams.
and where are you getting all the boards from?
I'll get some contacts with surf clubs up there, and I'll just borrow them through
Oh,
the old.
I'll shout out
surf
on the
club chain.
podcast.
Yeah, shout out on the podcast, Byron Bay. Either that or Tim Van Berkel lives up there, who's a endurance triathlete. So I might make it like a 80k bike ride, 10k swim, just
Pardon?
really fuck everyone up before the wedding for a lunch, and he can borrow the bikes.
Mate, you inviting Ali Day to this wedding or what? Actually,
Right.
did you see he broke both his wrists the
Yeah,
other
I
day?
wanted to know how. He looked very sad.
Yeah, it's weird because I just assumed that everyone knew based on the vague caption that he uploaded.
I
I feel like
hate
when you
when
break your
people
2 wrists,
post
you should
vague
explain
stuff.
yourself.
I feel sorry for people like Alex Hayes got engaged last night, and you can't see the
Wow,
likes. now.
congratulations first.
You can't.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't see the likes, so it's like the most precious photo he's ever put up. And 2 days before they took away likes. But anyway,
What's the point of getting married anymore
I
without
know.
likes?
It's like, what's the point? No likes,
Photos, man.
no love.
You would have jagged if you get married.
you would've
Especially because
jagged
you're
if
usually
you-
a funny guy. People
Yeah,
love
yeah,
to see
yeah.
your softer
Yeah,
side.
And you
no,
always
but-
post the shit pretending to saying it's okay.
Post
to
footage
like
of
other
you
chicks'
crying at the
photos.
wedding, and that'll break the
I
internet.
put one up. of me
Footage.
crying. Oh no, but what you can't really see it. It's my mate zooming in on me, and I'm wiping, and then I just look up because I see him video, and I go, "Fuck off, Dennis." But yeah, no, the video's not too good.
Can you send it to me so I can put it on our story to give this episode a bit
And
of context?
honestly, a couple of people came up to me, and they try to use it like, "Oh, you cry," blah blah. Yeah, man, it's my wedding. It's like
Yeah,
the
give
one
me a
time,
break.
like.
I can cry.
I don't get embarrassed about much.
Nah, you
If you
can't.
can probably tell.
Yeah, you can't. If you can't break down at a wedding, where can you break down?
That's it. Why is everyone trying to be a hard
It's a
cunt?
cry-free zone. I mean, sorry, it's a cry-encouraged zone.
Mate, John Jones cries all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, only when he tests positive to seem remorseful.
I think he's numb to it now. He's just pulsing.
What is a picograms thing?
Mate, it's a pinch of salt.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
the cheerleaders are practicing.
Mate, this is the best podcast studio ever.
All right.
They're honestly not very good at dancing.
No, they're hot from afar. They're not even good looking from up close.
Whoa.
Man, that's
Oh,
not
No,
very-
I'm saying,
yeah,
look,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
summer, but you don't need
What are you,
to
an
be.
oil fucking painting on?
No, I'm not. I saw myself the other day. Like,
Uh.
anytime I see myself from afar, I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I film myself and I'm like, fuck no.
How's
Yeah,
when?
fuck
How's
yeah.
when you pick up your phone and you go to video something
Yeah,
like a
it's
member
your-
doing something in the gym, and you're going, and you're like, oh shit, that's terrible.
Dude, it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. All right, my laptop's about to run out of battery. Matt, what have you got upcoming? Plug your IG, whatever you
I
got.
don't have anything upcoming.
Yeah, what are you doing this weekend?
Just
this.
What have I got? I probably I watch the UFC pretty much every Sunday. My missus goes, "What are you doing today? Your fight's on. The fucking UFC's on again." So she just has to go do other things for a little while.
And she doesn't whinge?
No, she put it this way: she's probably the most easygoing person. Like,
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So I get the main cards off on Sundays.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it's our special day to hang out. And you know what?
yeah,
I
well,
fucking love
I'm not.
it, baby.
She probably rather hang out with other people. So, yeah, no, she's pretty easygoing. So yeah, I suppose you have to be
Yeah.
hang out with me. But
100%.
what else do I do? Not much.
Just go to the gym. If you're in the Shire, CrossFit.
Yeah, that's what like
DDW.
people message me and they're like, "Oh, I was gonna ask like if you were doing open gym bar, like, oh, text me, gives me something to do.
Yeah.
I'll go."
yeah.
They're like, "You've already trained today, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll come
I'll
down.
do more."
You've had a couple of
Um,
celebrity drop-ins. Sonny Webster came by, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a good fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Bit of action with Calm Porter every now and then.
Yeah, train with Khan. We don't actually
Prepped him
train
for the
much anymore.
games?
We
Like,
used
he
to.
keeps saying he's going to come on the show. He lives like 2 minutes away. And then he just does.
You got to respect that. Someone who's like, yeah, be there, and then just
Yeah, I love
ghosts
it,
us.
actually.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
respect
What has
the
he
hell
said?
out of
He's
it.
coming on.
Yeah, he's like, fucking let's do it. Doesn't give me a date or time though, and then I'm like, oh, let's tee it up. So now I've just given up.
What a dog. I'll speak to him.
Have a
Speak
word
to
with
but
him
look,
for us.
The invite's gone, so I can't. I just can't be bothered anymore. I get bitter like that.
But if he fails a drug test, we'll
he's
take.
coming on.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
get
do
the
you know
inside
Gerard?
scoop.
Because we've been begging him to come on.
Both of them.
Both
yeah,
of them
yeah.
have failed.
Oh, tell him to come in.
If you can get us the
if
package,
you can get them on.
'Cause we're all good. We're cool.
I
We're
like
cool.
the boys. I like the boys, but I'm just.
No, we don't want to
sometimes-
roast them. We just want
No,
to have a
no.
good old chat like this.
I know, but it's just sometimes you've just got to not say anything
There's nothing good
because,
to
like,
say.
I fucking like them. They're good at athletes and everything. But the post when you try explain
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
okay, if you're gonna do that, then you can't throw other people under
Nah.
the bus in the same post and talk about
You
character
gotta
and
be like
whatnot.
that Russian
You've
guy.
got to completely accept and just.
Yeah.
If you didn't do it, I don't fucking know.
But look, excuse
Don't
me
care.
for taking the sport seriously. I wanted to take some performance enhancing
Well,
shit.
if you
Yeah.
didn't do it as well, you got caught, and it's the
Yeah.
same thing. You got caught,
Yeah.
and just stop talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Like,
Benny, stay out of Ricky's protein powder, all right?
yeah,
You obviously
fucking Benny.
causing
Come on the
dramas.
show. Come on the show, boys.
Yeah, get on the show.
I want to come on the show so
This
bad.
is the show for it. We're not going to be
Yeah.
like the rich fronting podcast where it's like, oh, what's the
That
deal
was
with
like
that one?
like
Yeah.
when I was talking to Sonny, and people are like, "Oh, you lifting with Sonny?" Blah blah. Mate, I don't fucking care.
Sonny's
Sonny
take
Rowe.
to sup story is
Like,
actually
people-
pretty legit.
People don't actually understand how it works. Like say he snatches 160 something. If he didn't do it, he'd still
Be in the
snatch
gym.
150 something.
Oh yeah, true.
Like
true.
these people think, oh yeah, they just like
Yeah.
they're talented, and
It's like
like,
Usain
I
Bolt's
don't-
running sub 10 with or without gear, if he's
yeah,
on gear.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
Sonny's
I
one
don't-
was weird because the test he failed for was a voluntary test. Like they just rocked up at his house and he could have been like, "No one's home, go away." Because I think he thought
they
he
didn't
was all good.
they didn't like his theatrics and him wearing hats and
Yeah, see,
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know
lie.
much of
My
the-
first reaction to the hat, I was like, "Fucking disrespectful." But then I was like, "Whoa, hold on, I'm an old man."
He's
I had to
living-
yeah,
check
they
myself.
don't they
How
don't
was
like
he?
they don't like the way he carries on out there and
What is he
what
going
he
for?
says.
He
and-
wears a hat on the platform.
no,
No,
no.
it's just
He
he
just-
doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But as
look,
weightlifters, we're clutching our pearls.
yeah.
Yeah, they're very respectful. It's like that's another thing, martial arts too. I've gone to jiu-jitsu gyms. That's why I'd rather just do it at my own with my mate because I don't want to bow
Yeah.
every time. Mate, I want to learn to
Choke someone out.
choke someone out or grab an ankle or a knee. I don't care about being respectful to the mat. Like, I don't need to get taught that. For kids,
You're-
it's good.
Everyone who's watching this is like ready to choke you out.
they can fucking probably all choke me out too.
Dude, Levi Leary Jones, if you're listening in, he's here. Oh, Dylan Dennis is commenting on his post now. Did
Yeah,
you
he's
see
hitting
that?
the big time.
Yeah, our boy Levi. He was the youngest ever Jiu-Jitsu brown belt world champion, and he'll be
Right.
the youngest ever black
What, and
belt.
he likes bowing, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not sure actually.
He can be disrespectful.
Yeah, he
he's
can
mates
be-
with Dylan Dennis.
yeah.
Who's the king of disrespect
I feel like
in the
you,
jiu-jitsu
him,
community.
and Dylan could all roll together.
Yeah, I'll hang out with him.
I think they love to. I know Levi doesn't love to party. Fuck, no one loves to party.
No one-
anymore. I
nah,
hate
yeah.
partying. My mates are trying to G me up for their bucks, so I told one of them to tell the other who's
Vegas
organising
was
it.
good for a
Oh
bucks.
yeah, look,
Did you go to Vegas?
Yeah.
Can
We
you-
literally we flew there and we left on Thursday, flew there, arrived there in LA Thursday morning, and
Yeah, you had a
got
quick
this
trip.
shitty van and all sat in there and drank beers and that the whole way.
fuck Vegas.
Got
is the
to we
shit.
had a penthouse. There was 11 of us, and it was just like first in best dressed with the beds.
Surely you was your bucks, so you got.
I had a bed because I'm
Yeah.
smarter than them and went to bed just before them. So I had the bed and the whole room and shut the door. So all the other guys that had just stayed out a little bit longer were just on lounges and the floor and whatnot.
Oh, you don't care in Vegas.
yeah,
though.
three nights and then home.
That's
That's a
fucked
whirlwind.
for
We
that
didn't
flight.
feel too good for a
Nah.
couple of weeks when we got
I
home.
don't know. We just said one. So it's a joint bucks for me and my mate. I live in Sydney. He lives in Canberra. The rest, some of the boys live in the Gold. And we're like, you just can't. We can't be in that area. Got to be somewhere.
We
where
just
no
play a
one
big
knows
game
us.
of kabaddi on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, we could do that. So one of my mates is getting married in Bangladesh, and their national sport is this sport called kabaddi. And think of it a cross between wrestling and rugby league without the ball. And I think we're just going to grease up and play games after that.
I was just looking at your hand then. Weird way to hold the microphone. Suicide grip.
Yeah.
I'm not
dangerous.
I might even hook grip it. Well, we are meant to be talking about training and weightlifting
I
and
either go
whatnot.
here or here.
What is that?
Because it can get nice lean. And then it's like locked
You look
in.
like that guy from Scary Movie. A strong hand.
Strong, yeah.
Is that what it was? Was that Scary Movie?
Or
Scream.
yes.
Scream or
No,
Scary?
no, it was Scary Movie. Scary Movie. When he's like, you can. No, I'm thinking of Harold and Kumar Escape from White Castle, where he goes into the house and like, you can eat my food, sleep in my bed, fuck my wife, do this, and they're like, what? And he has his heaps hot wife. Have you guys seen Harold and Kumar
Nah.
Escape to White?
I've seen.
Add it to the list. Add it
Mate,
to the
I'm
list.
telling you, I don't know anything
You
about
say you got
it.
nothing to do. Start punching through your Netflix
No, I
subscription
watch a
or
lot of
something.
Netflix.
Okay.
And I love YouTube.
Oh, what
watching
do you
all the
watch on
MMA
YouTube?
news.
Oh,
And,
Sherdog and stuff like that, or Al
Just
Al
different
Helwani.
things. Yeah, I watch a bit of his stuff, and I also like to watch it. It's called what is it? It's called Dark Minds. It's about serial killers. I'm not like.
Are you one of
That's
those?
heavy.
I
people?
love that shit.
That's
I don't.
heavy. See, I
yeah.
just watch heaps of. Like,
And I like to
interior
hear about
design.
the psychology of it.
Do you watch many like YouTube vloggers? Any vloggers?
Nah, don't care
Oh,
about
really?
what they're doing. Nah.
No, even for like any athletes. Like I always watching a good one, a guy who does amateur decathlon and he goes through his training and stuff. That was a good
nah.
one. But he stopped. He got a real job.
Yeah, good on him.
No, he actually.
Good on him.
He actually, it was a heavy video because I was right into his channel.
I don't know
and he
how
got
like
so
some people
real job.
like get the followers. Like I hear some of their videos. It's like interesting to see why that person and not that person.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is. Look, this guy, I was interested because at the time, well, I was still running track and seeing how he trained. But
I
thought,
see your name on. I cracked up the other day because it was a video. I like the way he runs to a Suffer Powell, and I go on there and I see a comment from you. Wow, so beautiful. He was coming out of the blocks. He was doing like a 40 or 60 or
Oh,
something.
is this on the blue track?
Yeah,
He shoots
yeah.
out, dude.
Wow,
I've
so
still got-
beautiful.
I've still got saved.
There's
He was
a-
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is really. And then there's a video of him. It's from the side. He's wearing like an orange or red, like,
Yes,
and it
yes.
slows down. His strides different though.
He really
There's
drags
nothing.
the
There's
toes.
nothing out the back at all.
Yes, it's all in
It's
front.
all
drags
in front.
the toe. He's
but
so
then
powerful.
it's funny. Like some people, you don't know what we're
No,
talking.
because I was gonna say like, what's Quadzilla? Trey
Williams.
Williams. You've seen
Yeah.
that guy? Like
Yeah.
he's all out in front as well. Have you seen that
Yeah,
clip of
yeah.
him on
No,
the?
you're talking just the start though.
Curvy runner thing.
I'm talking about everything. He picks
Yeah.
his foot up, it barely goes behind him.
Yeah.
Whereas like Bolt's foot comes up.
Yeah, he gets
It's
a lot
like
of recovery.
it's funny. Like some people talk about angles of like their knee. You know, like
Yeah,
you want to
shin
create
angles.
stiffness when
Yeah,
you're hitting
yeah,
the
yeah.
floor.
Yes.
And like some people have been like, oh, my angle's too much, so like my ankle isn't stiff enough and my knee caves in a bit.
Yes.
But then as Suffer Power, the way he runs, his knee's fairly bent when you
Yes.
contact.
See, I
So-
try my hardest to land straight. Can't do it for the life of me, and my times are shit. But when I contact the ground, how I'm going.
Well, that's some
they're
good
shit
evidence,
regardless,
mate.
But it's a lot shitter when I think about whipping under and being straight. Whereas you can get pretty stiff when you contact the ground.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm thinking about whacking my feet, but then afterwards I'm like, oh,
Your
my
hammies.
knees.
Oh,
and like
really?
just my knees and like the spots up
Oh,
there,
yeah,
like
yeah,
behind your knee, like
Yeah.
upper calf.
Your hamstring as well.
Yeah, my hammy.
Insertion.
Sometimes I run, I do one, I'm like, shit, that was close to pulling.
Oh, see, I'm
And
not
then I
fast
walk
enough
back.
to pull my hammy.
I walk back and just go again.
See, I think I'm actually in this safe zone where I'm so slow that it's hard for me to use
Me
my
too.
hamstring effectively because
Yeah.
I saw someone had a look at like hamstring recruitment and how it goes like exponentially up once you start getting above like 8 to 10
Yeah,
meters
yeah.
per
Yeah.
second.
Well-
I'm a 6 meters per second guy, so mine's just literally all
Well,
calves.
like my mate, like Lang, that you've had on the
yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
we were talking about the dunes, and just like I was talking about lactic acid and
Mm.
whatnot, and his theory is just like the percentage of fast twitch
Yeah.
and how your body sort of operates. He's like me compared to him. I'll produce more lactic because things just fire quicker.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas like he'll just keep going
At
up,
the
going
gradual
down, going
pace
up.
and eventually take over.
And yeah, you can condition your body to
Yeah.
tolerate it, but just like scientifically speaking,
yeah.
that person is going to create it a lot quicker than that one
Yes,
because of
yeah,
how
yeah,
they're all the muscles firing to run up the hill,
Yes.
which will enable them to run faster up once.
Yeah,
But
but then if you do
There's
eight,
always the catch like 22.
sounds like me and Lang are in the same boat. Because like the other day I used to do tempo runs, like so an 800 pace,
Yeah.
and I just felt at home. And my body, I literally dropped 5 kilos because my body's like,
That-
this
yes,
is where we should
See,
be.
that pace is
This is
annoying
where
to
it should
me.
be.
Like
So
I
can
did
settle in.
400s yesterday, and I saw something
What
on the
pace were
internet.
you holding?
I was doing 102s,
Yeah, nice.
but I was doing it like negative split. So each 100
Yeah,
you had to
yeah.
finish with like a 13 or 14.
That's fucked.
And I'm not very fit at the moment, so it
Yeah.
was way more difficult than I thought. So you start off and you're running 17 seconds,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, this is nice, but it's not going to last
Yeah,
very
yeah,
long.
yeah.
And then you have to go a little bit quicker, and it's hard mentally to do, to keep going faster as you go around.
So again, shout out to the sprinting subreddit. There's a 400-meter predictor training session, and it's 200, 1 minute rest, 200, and then you add them together.
That would be terrible.
No, it's not as bad. Like, yes, it's painful, but when you open up in like a 200 and in your mind you're like, I'm going to run this comfortable, but you look at the clock and you're like, oh, it's actually quite quick because
Yeah.
you sort of go out strong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the first 200 feels like that, and in your mind you're prepping for the next one, so you're not sore after the first 200, whereas usually you might be fucked.
Yeah.
And then you finish the next one, and it's not like running a straight 4, and you look at the clock and you add it together, and my best was 50.8, and then I've run a 400 and I ran 56. I was like, well,
So what did you
that
did?
didn't
You
work.
did like
Well, I
what,
did on a
23 and like
42 degree
27
day.
or something?
I did it midday on a 42-degree day. So I think that was my...
Pretty sync. Actually, they fell out of sync hard there. You're not wrong about
I
the
just looked at
dancing
them.
skill.
I just watched them doing high knees, and it wasn't right mechanics.
No 4-foot contact.
No. It was-
So I think that was my downfall.
Yeah, because I remember you. I remember talking to you, and you like, I went through the 223 or 24,
It was almost a PB.
and then you ran this time. I go, what the fuck
I
did you
came
do, bro?
home in like 33 seconds. No, I reckon I made the 300 like well under 40, and then I went like 20 seconds home. Like just
Mate,
walked home.
it's uncomfortable.
I had
eh?
this British guy filming me because I've got the whole thing on film, and he's the poor bloke's cheering me on, and it took me 5 seconds. To
He
run the
actually
last
has a
20
sore
meters.
throat and has lost his
Yeah,
voice by
he's
the
like,
end of
well,
it.
you tried your best, didn't you?
It's uncomfortable. I did one about a year ago, just at Sylvania by myself, phone in
How
hand,
good is it? How good is that?
and did like 52 point something.
That's good.
But I finished okay, and I was like, oh, I should have ran a bit
Should
harder.
open up more.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to finish like that, because if you finish spent, sometimes you might have went hard too early and then pulled a whole 20-second 100 at the end. Like
What does
me.
Van Niekerk do? Can he just sprint the whole thing?
Well, like,
40,
Did anyone see
43.
my fucking
Yeah.
screenshot
So does he
from
just run
Gatlin?
hard the whole way?
10.78 average 100.
That's disgusting.
I
Wait,
think
get
it's
this.
like he runs. I looked at the splits. It was like 10.7. His first.
You know
100.
Justin Gatlin follows us on the gram?
Oh, yeah.
So he posted a photo and it was him and Wade Van Niekerk. And
He
I
does
go,
the
"Is he
card
healthy?"
order to us though.
And he goes, he had a small knee setback. Word is that he's ready. And I go, can't wait to watch you both in Tokyo. Scene. Let's see if he still follows us. See if following the boys. And he won't come on the show.
He
But
won't.
he loves the content, but he won't come on the show.
He'll listen to this episode.
Yeah, yeah,
He'll probably
he'll-
get some tips for 400s
Yeah.
off you. He'll be like, oh, I'll try that.
I'm going to tag
Hey
him.
mate, he ain't running a 400. If you can run 100 in 9.9 at 37, you don't bother doing 400.
Yeah. I'm sure he could still pull out sub 50.
Oh, have
no
you seen
worries.
that as Suffer video of him doing a 300?
Yeah,
He's just
fucking
cruising
cooked
along,
it.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, he's running pretty slow, and then he finishes in 31 or
Yeah.
something. I'm like, oh, okay, he just moves quicker than.
Dude, Asava is, I think, the most visually pleasing to
Yeah,
watch. Like
yeah,
his
same.
start, his top speed mechanic, it's effortless.
Has a pretty sexy
and,
rig.
and I also like watching Fred Curley run the
His
400.
missus is good looking too.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, she
Jess,
is.
I was on his
It's
page
like
the
his
other day.
fifth wife, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
been through a few big Asava. He's the king down there.
yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
All right,
Matt
I
Healey, thanks for
need to
coming.
get
We
to
need
work.
to get out of here. You need to get you back to the
I've
Shire.
got to eat some lunch, boys.
If you stay in over this side any longer, they won't let you back. Yeah, thanks for coming on, mate.
That's all right. Always a pleasure.
Yep, and you will be on again, no doubt about it. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.